Dr. Greer, who's blocking the further funding of this in Congress?
Well, unfortunately, when we spoke, you remember we had done our National Press Club event, and that day the Senate Intelligence Committee unanimously passed out of committee, unanimous is unusual, a motion to provide amnesty and safe harbor for whistleblowers and some other provisions. It went through and was passed by the Senate. However, what happened in December, you have to do reconciliation between the House and the Senate on any bill, right? And in the House, there were two, quite frankly, bad actors. Mike Turner, the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, whose district includes Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and Mike Rogers of the House Armed Services, both blocked that. And they have also been active in keeping the House oversight from having a select committee with subpoena power. And that's a problem. Now, I had told my folks who are in law enforcement that we will know them by their deeds. In other words, when something like this comes out of the Senate, which I'd begun working with much earlier than with the House members, like Mr. Burchett and Ms. Luna and Moskowitz and others, they were a couple years ahead of the House. And I said, once this comes out of the Senate, because those members of the Senate Intelligence Committee and Armed Services, they have a lot more information that we've been providing, for 2 or 3 years, more like 3 years. So we knew that we'll see who stands up, because, the purse strings, as they say, is controlled by the House. They are the ones in charge of funding. And so ultimately, those provisions were ripped out of the National Defense Authorization Act in December. And subsequently, they've been blocking the formation of this House Oversight Select Committee that would be staffed with investigators, would have subpoena power, and so forth. And to be honest with you, without subpoena power, you're really completely almost neutralizing any House hearing, because the most important whistleblowers that I have that are direct firsthand, I don't mean secondhand people like, Mr. Grush. I'm talking about direct firsthand folks who have worked on the craft, who've flown them, who know about the man-made ones, who know about the crash retrievals, have been part of those programs, on and on and on. They don't want to come forward unless they get subpoenaed. All right. And it's under some formal process like that, as opposed to just voluntarily coming forward. So you're losing 90+% of your intelligence sources that we have without a subpoena. And unfortunately, I just found out from meetings up at the House with Congressman Burchett and some others that, in fact, that has been stopped, and he was not hopeful that they would get those powers, which means it becomes even more important for the Disclosure Project Intelligence Archive to be disseminated globally, and also for these other operations to get stood up. But unfortunately, these other operations would basically bypass the Congress and the White House because they would move quickly. Now, the first putting their toe in the water for the law enforcement end of this is extending this protection to witnesses, witness protection for whistleblowers on the UAP, UFO issue. And people have asked me about that for years. If you go through the archive, you'll see that's a formal request made to President Clinton in, I think, 1994 or 5, like literally 30 years ago. So, and now we have it. So I tell people, this has been an ultra marathon for me. I started this effort when I was 34, and this month I turned 69. So it's been a journey.
Well, congratulations on that effort, and that's a big deal. So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim, watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.